So Tal, a few days after the incident underground, you awaken in the tavern you've been staying at and find that the innkeeper is holding onto a letter from you that is stamped with the symbol of Trade Prince Quid.
Oh, goody.
Yeah.
I shall read it.
And you remember what Tay-Marie said to you.
I don't
put in
ever
chat
remember
what
Tay-Marie says to me.
I rolled.
Well, that's just lovely.
No, what in particular? She says a lot of things.
She
to me.
said that guy, because he helped her out when they were doing the search thing. It's like he's gonna ask for something.
Well,
That's how this
that
works.
was his son.
Okay. All right.
Well, this just
When
bears
he
the
says-
family logo. This doesn't necessarily
Right.
come straight from the Trade Prince himself.
I shall read the letter and find out.
The letter is a summons. It is detailed that they're going to offer you a trade, as it were, kind of wiping the slate clean and making sure that nothing bad cracks down on you for what you do know now, and probably shouldn't, in return for a service rendered.
Nice.
Uh-huh. What did I tell you, Tally? What did I tell you?
Why'd you roll so bad?
Let me check on your checks real quick while he's thinking.
Well, I probably won't alert the rest of the group to it if it's directly addressed to me, because they only got involved because I got them to get involved. Except for Tay-Marie, who of course forced me to take her along and then complained the entire time. Fair assessment, come on.
I just...
Her life is more interesting now.
7, 4, 11. Hang on, let me
In
double
your
their
opinion.
checks.
In your humble
9,
opinion.
5, 16.
Which isn't
Wow.
humble at all.
I am the humblest.
Go on.
So,
Roll a humility check. Let's go.
Yixid and Bracken, you guys, wow. Bracken, you managed to handily beat a large ruby-colored dragonborn during your combat, even though he put up an excellent fight. Yixid, you used brute strength and just general bulk and fighting prowess, which, while holding up pretty well to it, you were actually slightly beat because Bracken seemed to be faster than he looks like he should be. And you occasionally found your footing a bit off whenever you're fighting him, even though it didn't feel like it should be.
It was a pretty close fight, 21 versus 22.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's freaking tied up to
The
17.
12 and the 6, that did it.
So let me just roll real quick.
I guess how many times did I need to roll? I guess I only rolled once. Did I need to roll more than once?
No, let me do this
Yeah.
instead.
Also, shout out to the
two more.
insane Hatter who has
So-
joined us again.
Yeah, thank
I
you
know
for
who
joining
that
us.
is.
We will get into the really fun stuff in just a moment.
Wait, how did I roll 3 of the same thing?
Something seems wrong.
Wow.
Roll again, see what happens.
Yixid, you can go ahead and add 20 gold, 30 gold to yourself for winning. Where Koros, you can go ahead and add 50 for your winning, your successful wins in the bouts.
How'd the twins do?
Yixis didn't win.
Yeah,
Horrible.
Yixid got the 30. He came in second place. You got a D6 for money. So Yixid got 30. You got 50.
How'd them twins do?
I'm about to check.
Not good at all.
So 3 22s in a row. I'll take it.
I'll get to you in 1 second. Izzy, during your drinking contest, you got
11, 20, 18.
wow.
Girl.
Koros, what
Koros
did you get?
managed to get
10, 8, and
Bad.
5. Yeah.
So Izzy, you won that. I'm gonna go ahead and give you. You can go ahead and give yourself 50 gold.
I'll split half of it because I feel bad.
Hey,
I accept the half gratefully.
No! Koros put 25 in.
Hey,
Okay.
hey, Rob.
So, yeah, 35.
For money,
25.
platinum, gold, silver, copper. Or are we doing the was it electrum or something?
For now, just use
Yes,
platinum, gold, and
dollars,
copper, silver,
pesos.
copper. Yeah.
Dollars, pesos, yen, rubles, and
Stop it.
Do the standard. If we feature Electrum, then I'll title that up later.
Alright.
And Estra, because you got literally insane rolls on your Constitution checks, you made 140 gold. That was 3 nat 20s in a row. I can't really not, But-
you absolutely trounced them in the contest.
Yeah, it was
real.
like you
Like
were
beer?
not only were you
Look at
drinking, but
this.
you were like
Fucking-
heating up other people's drinks and inhaling the fumes.
Hey, I was told you I was going to put on a show. I lit them on fire and told them to have fun.
So
I put a show on while I trounced them.
I'll be right back, like 2 minutes.
okay, I'll cover your meeting then. So
Koros, your dex is.
Koros fly.
Yeah.
So for
Oh,
those of you guys
drunk.
who are competing, you all kind of notice each other due to the way you're excelling, or in Koros's face, trying to excel.
I'm holding up my drunk brother, and the Baron's on the other side.
Yeah, Yixid and Brack, you guys definitely take note of each other because it seems like your fighting styles are both extremely strong, and it was only through luck and a little bit of extra power that Brack managed to take you down, Yix.
Oh yeah, Yixon would definitely take a note of that because I mean, I just imagine that in the floating castle, pretty much your prowess in combat and strength is pretty much tantamount to
What
everything.
your word. Yeah. So, Yixon, that was a heck of a battle, buddy.
And Yixon would definitely offer you the drink there.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely go share one. Smoke them if you got them.
Izzy and Koros during you guys' drinking contest, while Koros was, vomiting his internal organs out after the first couple shots. Izzy, you thought you were doing really well in the contest, and you honestly were compared to the other people, but then you saw someone who was wearing pretty nice looking clothes, seeming to just down 5 drinks for every, 3 you put down.
I'm just gonna stare and then just.
Stare and then just barf.
No, I rolled almost. I rolled high.
It's cool, Jeff. Are you set for a couple seconds to talk about the meeting?
Absolutely.
Okay. So while you guys are having fun in the games, Tal goes to meet with the representative, and it turns out to be Quid's son and a couple of other bulky enforcers.
Oh, good.
And Quid calls you into a room that is quite clearly under their control, staffed by people wearing their colors. And he says, "So, about that little incident a few days ago."
This for
Yeah,
the audience,
about
is
that.
this the son or the father?
The son.
The sun.
Normally, we would not be quite okay with letting people wander around with the kind of knowledge that you have of our operations. Granted, you're absolutely no danger to us, but it still makes for a little bit of an uncomfortable situation when people know things that they really shouldn't. We also noticed that some of your friends have little situations that tend to put them into conflict with our interests. Your friend who managed to anger one of our close trading partners, and they are currently calling for his head. Your Ursine friend. Your ranger companion who tends to stick his nose into business where it doesn't really belong. Your young bat-winged friend who is going to probably be the most difficult one to keep his mouth shut.
No.
We've got a few. We've noticed a few things that we should probably normally deal with, but we are willing to overlook some of your transgressions if you would agree to undertake a certain task for us.
What sort of task might that be?
We have discovered records dating back to shortly after the cataclysmic events that wrecked our world, and we've come to believe that we have located an item of some significance and some use inside an old residence from before the fall of the multiple towns. If such an item were to be procured for our faction, it would prove to be very useful in making good negotiations and profiting. But we aren't willing to send some of our own people because, well, frankly, the possible loss of manpower would not really stack up to the gains that could be gotten through this item.
I see.
You, however, and no offense, are expendable.
Why?
I am expendable, but I am not free either. The way I look at it, if anyone's neck is really on the block on this, I would say that it could very well be the incompetents who allowed children to enter a storage area, attain a book of forbidden knowledge, and use completely illegal magic in order to draw undead upon the town. If anything, I would say this whole thing's about to blow up in somebody else's face, and really, I'm nothing if not a completely unimportant bystander, and as you so eloquently put, not a threat.
Well, if somebody should need to take the fall, I'm sure that good Benny would be more than happy to volunteer that it was entirely his fault and his illicit studies in magic that allowed his son to gain powers, and that the trade princes had no prior knowledge of it, and indeed tried to persuade him out of it when it was discovered that he might be holding illicit goods.
Excellent. Then our business is concluded.
However, we also noticed that you seem to enjoy taking part in the many different sports and events hosted in this town, such as the race shortly before now, where you managed to successfully beat our own team in a bit of a rickety mobile.
Rickety mobile.
That's offensive.
It's true, but it's because I'm fresh to it. I looked at it with new eyes, whereas your designs are merely replications of previously successful ones.
Well, while,
if you like, I can take a look at your ship sometime.
That won't be necessary.
Hmm.
Well, we certainly do enjoy your patronage and are glad that you can have such fun in the games. It would really be a shame if something were to happen as to prevent you from being able to participate in further ones, and for the money that you make from such to be rendered meaningless in this town.
So where do I gotta go?
There is a location, shall we say, shortly up the coast that will lead you to your destination. We will provide maps, so we will provide a detailed set of instructions as to where to go and what to do. It is to you to gather up a group of people to help you undertake this quest, as I'm sure it will require more than just you.
Right.
He kind of hands you a slip of paper with an address on it, and he says, gather up some people and meet us here within 3 days' time, and we shall give you the information.
How exactly would you like for me to compensate these people?
We'll take care of that when it's done. We will definitely compensate you for your efforts expended.
Okay,
Money
good.
is no matter.
Good.
So charge
That
what
must
you
be
want.
nice. I'll keep receipts, don't worry. All right. Let's see
I
what
need to go
can do
shopping.
then. Yeah.
Yeah, I just say he mentioned everybody in that group except for Tay Marie.
Well, Tay Marie didn't really do anything to capture his attention. In fact, she was probably the most believably not going to cause problems for him, because she seems to be determined on getting home instead.
Oh,
Hey, I wasn't mentioned in that.
No, the
Who?
party from Broken World.
Before.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
the other game.
Yeah,
Tay
those
Marie-
guys. Those
Tay
nobodies.
Marie spent most of her time snarking off the things Tal did and calling him out on them being really bad ideas. So Quid is pretty much like, yeah, she seems to be the head of the party and is going to tell him to go home. People
I
start
walk out
getting
somewhat annoyed with myself for not having created an explosive of some sort to threaten them with before I went in.
the Farscape thing where you carry a nuclear bomb in a bag on your shoulder.
I got a thermal detonator. I think you're gonna pay me more.
Hello, Cooper's World.
No.
Come on now, Jerry. It's not. We can't be doing this. This is God. It's old school Whitson.
You know,
So the way-
yeah,
the way
I
I'm
should
going to
be.
handle
Too
this-
sweet, too sweet.
The way I'm going to handle this is by going to a different tavern than the Ice House, because no one will ever find me there.
Yeah, because you're too short.
Meanwhile, the twins have a new plan.
Oh god.
The other twins.
The other twins have a good plan.
Let's hear
I
it.
say this
Start
as I
drinking
challenge
more and,
Koros to another drinking contest.
Oh lord.
By the way, Rob,